Morning, guys. Welcome to another Coturnix Corner Live, or actually Morning Musings. Glad everyone could be here today. Really appreciate it. I don't have a whole lot for you this morning, guys. I do want to apologize for last week, Sunday. Just wasn't feeling it. So I pulled the plug on it. I had planned on going live, but some crap happened. I thought, you know what? We're taking a day off. So anyhow, first thing, shout out to our sponsors, Go for Ridge Quail and Hatching Time. Both sponsors donate stuff to give away here on the live streams. HP Murray over at Go for Ridge gives us a 30 count of hatching eggs to give away, and Hatching Time supplies a $50 gift certificate to one lucky winner to use on their channel to spend any way they like. Speaking of HP is going to be on Tuesday's live, 2 days from now. HP is a great guy. I've been trying to get him on the live stream now for probably, I don't know, 4 years or better. And he finally came around and said, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the live with you. So join us Tuesday. That's going to be really interesting. HP's a great guy, probably the most honest man in the business as far as I'm concerned. Let's see what else. I just uploaded a new video yesterday. This is for all the people with the my dog's going crazy back there. All the people with the DIY incubators. It's basically some upgrades that you can make to the incubator, make it a little bit more reliable, a little bit more, not that it wasn't reliable before, but now you just have more control over the temperature and whatnot in the incubator. So check that out. Like I say, it's here on the channel. It's the last video that we just uploaded. We will be doing a couple of giveaways today. We're going to give away a 30 count of hatching eggs from Go for Ridge Quail and the $50 Hatching Time gift certificate. So if you're interested in either one of those, comment over in the chat room, please. Either Go for Ridge or Hatching Time. And at the end of the show, we'll go ahead and announce who's going to get those prizes. And it just makes it easier for me to give it to somebody that I know could use it or want it. Than give it to somebody. I've had people actually turn down the prizes before because I've selected them, for like hatching eggs, and they say, well, I really don't have anything to keep them in, or I'm not busy hatching right now, whatever. So yeah, comment if you would. What else? I've been busy out in the shop doing a lot of bee stuff. We're coming into beekeeping season, and I do a lot of swarm trapping every year. So I've got all my swarm traps, well, except the one, are hung now and out baited and everything ready to go. And I'm building a lot of equipment, frames, new hives, stuff like that. Matter of fact, today, as soon as we're done with the live stream, I've got to go out in the bee yard. I want to do a little cleanup work out there as far as mowing down the grass and set up some new stands for all these new hives that I built. So I guess that's about it. I had somebody asking how I was doing. I feel fine. I still have that freaking annoying cough that just won't go away. I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel like it's in the chest. It feels like it's right here in the back of my throat. So I got to keep drinking stuff. At first, I was wondering if maybe it's, being out in the shop, working around, sawdust and whatnot all day. But I've been wearing a mask and it doesn't seem to be helping any. So must just be some lingering. Hi, Cookie. What are you doing back there, Cookie Doo? That's my little pregnant girl. Yeah, she's so happy. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been wearing a mask and it doesn't seem to help. So I think it's just remnants of this cold that I just got over with. A few people told me that the cough lasted up to a month. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump over into the chat room and see who's all in the house this morning. Andy Rabbit says, hello and good morning. What you doing, Cook? You want to sit up here with me? Morning, Andy. Glad you could join us. Hannah Bishop's in the house, says good morning. Good morning, Hannah. Don Skin says good morning from South Mississippi. I think all the weather's about over with over there, isn't it? All the snow and stuff you guys had. I know 10 inches. I don't know how long it hung around, but it must have been a pain, that's for sure. Carrie Blackman's in the house, says good morning from Central Alabama. Speaking of Carrie Blackman, they were on last week's live stream, Carrie and Jennifer Bryant from Bryant's Roost, talking about the new Quail Mania that's coming up on February the 15th, I believe the date is. Carrie, if you're still in the house, you want to post a link in the chat room there for everybody that might be interested in it. Check out last week's live stream. A lot of good information there on, how to get how to get started with that. So, oh, this is terrible. Brian Allen says good morning from Alabama. Allie's in the house. Confetti Quail says good morning, everyone. Glad you could join us, Allie. Hope everything is going good with you. Aaron's in the house. Gidrouse Family Farm says good morning from South Louisiana. Jason says good morning from South Louisiana. Another one of them Louisianians. I don't know what you guys call yourselves up there. Yuri's in the house. Says good morning. Morning, Yuri. Robert Alverson says good morning from Chile, Minnesota. It's been a while. Yes, it has. I recognize the name, but like I say, it's been a while since we've seen you in here. Glad you could join us. Dave's in the house. Says good morning, everyone. Morning, Dave. Homesteads Mattered says, happy Sunday, y'all. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you are doing well as well. Kurt's in the house, joining us from a snowy Michigan. Oh, that's right. There's a little bit of a front moving through. I forgot about that. Hope you guys are staying warm. Let's see here. Dan says, good morning from Fremont, Wisconsin. Morning, Dan. It's a good-looking Californian. I believe it's a Californian on your thumbnail there. 340 Quail Farm says, good morning from Central Florida. Glad you could join us. Dragon Girl's in the house says, good morning from Washington State. Kim's in the house, joining us from Iowa. Thanks, Kim. Glad you could be here. Mark says, good Super Bowl morning from Missouri. That's right. Today's the Super Bowl. I won't be watching it because I'm not really a big fan of Kansas City. So, not that I'm not a big fan. It's just they've won enough in the past few years. They don't need any more. Shoe Family Quail Farm says, good morning from Arlington, Texas. Morning. Gorgolian's in the house this morning from Texas. Dane Padgett says, good morning from Georgia. It's been a while. Yes, sir, it has. Glad you could join us. Woodchick's in the house says, good morning. There's Paula Davis. Hi, y'all. Paula from the UK. Good to see people from across the pond joining us. Darren says, good morning. I had 8 chicks hatch overnight. It looks like 3 more ready. Now, hopefully more out of 25. Cool. Yeah, good luck on the hatch. What I usually find is like 80% of the eggs all seem to hatch at one time. The bulk will hatch, and then you'll get a few stragglers. So it looks like you might maybe have some early birds, and then the bulk will be coming in. Paula says, how you feeling now, Terry? I feel fine. Like I say, it's just this annoying cough. So I don't think it's anything serious because it's right here at the back of my throat. And it's like if I talk too much, which I do a lot, or if I'm out working, exerting myself, that's when it seems to kick in. So Allie says, woohoo, so excited, HP. Yes, I am too. I can't believe that HP is actually coming on the show. It's going to be a good one. HP sent me a bunch of photos and a little video and whatnot that we're going to be sharing with you guys. And I'm just really interested to hearing from the man. A lot of people don't know, HP's been around for a while. And a lot of people don't know that HP has brought in a lot of lines from overseas. He imported a lot of lines that are, out there today. It's going to be interesting to, hear what he has to say on that. Yeah, it's going to be great. So make sure you mark your calendars for that one. 7 p.m. Tuesday, this Tuesday. Is it a full moon? The man, the myth, the legend on camera. Yeah, right. I wouldn't say a myth or a legend. All Clean Exteriors in the house. Good morning. I believe that's from Michigan. Glad you could join us. Woodchick says, I'm running a test on the Mini using the Celsius mod you recommended. Yeah, you're going to love it. I don't know if you switched over to the Mini heating elements, the reptile heaters. They work great. I mean, my temperature is fluctuating between 99.2 and 99.4. I've never had that good or that much stability in those incubators. Usually it fluctuates, about 4 to 6 tenths of a degree each way. So, yeah, it's definitely, I think that's a game changer for those incubators. Hannah Bishop says, yay, can't wait for HP on the show. Shoe Family Quail Farm says HP is a gentleman and a scholar. He is. He's great. I talked to him on the phone a couple days ago, and I could talk all day with that guy. He's just great. Good old Southern boy. Anna Bishop says go for it. Okay, we got some people commenting go for Ridge for the eggs. Andy says, I think it will be interesting seeing HP face to face. I think so too. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. And, I'm glad that HP is, I don't know if it was nervousness or just not wanting to be, seen publicly or what, but I think it's going to be a great show, and I'm glad that HP got over it. He was telling me that he's done some Facebook lives, like on his auction channel, and started getting used to it. So, Dave B says, Terry, how are your birds? They're doing great. As a matter of fact, I was out there 2 or 3 days ago and did some sorting. I was sorting through. Well, I found a really beautiful male that I'm keeping. Couple pretty nice hens. I'm trying to put together a breeding group because I've got eggs in the incubator right now. And after they hatch out and are out of the brooder, I plan on putting them out in the aviary as a grow out. So I got to get a cage built for outside as a breeder setup. So, but yeah, the birds are doing good. One thing I noticed about keeping my birds in the aviary, I for those of you who don't know, I had quite a few birds here in my carport, which I call my shop. Probably about 500 breeders, and I noticed, and so I'm used to looking at all those breeders and selecting breeding stock from them. But I noticed since I started keeping them out in the aviary on pine shavings, the birds are so much cleaner. There's not a single foot issue out there. They all have all their feathers. There's none of that rough looking stuff like you get on the backs of caged birds that have roosters around that are breeding with them all the time. So I'm really happy with the way the birds are looking out in the aviary. Now, once I cage them, I have no idea what's going to happen, but we'll see. Paula says, what breed of quail hatch? Darren, I guess she's not talking to me. Oh, she's talking about Darren. I think Darren's hatch that just hatched out. Okay. Yuri says, HP Murray texted me this morning. My 30 eggs will be in the mail Monday. Very cool. That's right. You were a winner last week. Very cool. Good deal. Glad and good luck on the hatch with them. GIS Herb says, good morning from Birmingham, Alabama. Gopher Ridge and hatching time. Glad you could join us. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of people saying hatching time. Paula Davis says, I had 6 out of 12 snowflake bobwhites. One got splay leg, and I tried to fix it. Okay, well, that's cool. 6 out of 12, I guess, isn't too bad. It's 50%. As far as splay leg, I usually don't try to correct defects. It's possible that, the bird came out of the egg and was on a slippery surface and did the splits, and pulled a muscle or whatever. But I don't know. It's just, I guess it's because back when I had so many birds, I was hatching out hundreds of birds a week. And I would just go through, call anything that looked like there was an issue with them. So, but anyhow, congratulations on the hatch. Terry says, Terry, I hope you can shake that cough soon, my friend. Yeah, me too. It's funny that the cold lasted about 2 weeks, and I figured, another week after that, I'd be getting rid of the cough. So I don't know, but I've talked to a few people online, and they said that the cough hung around for like a month. So I don't know. Joe Rude Music tuned in with the whole family in West Michigan. Cool. Hope y'all are staying warm up there. Okay, Carrie posted, this is the link to the Quail Mania. It's over on the Poultry Nerds podcast website. If you're interested in more information on that, check it out. Looks like it's going to be a really interesting event going on there. Like I say, that's the 15th of this month. Let's see. Lookity Homestead's in the house. Says, good morning from Ohio. Glad you could join us. Ava says, good morning from Ohio. Another Ohio one. Tater Farm's in the house. Says, good morning, all. Good morning, Tater Farm. Glad you could join us. MTL Gator says, good morning from Fish and Stitch Ranch in Arizona. Cool. That's an interesting name. Otis says, feeling lucky in Kentucky. Hatching time. That was good. Let's see. Andy Rabb says, hey, now, Terry, I'm from Missouri. You stepped on my toes. Oh, no. We got a Kansas City fan there. Like I said, I haven't paid attention to football in years, except this past couple years, actually, because Detroit, which is where I'm from, or not Detroit, but I'm from Michigan. So, the Lions been doing really good the past couple of years. So I've been watching them, and, I got my family up north who's cheering them on left and right. But yeah, no, I'm just, I'll tell you why I don't like Kansas City. It's not the football team I don't like. It's one of their cheerleaders that sits up in the booth and blowing kisses to her little boyfriend down there. I'm sure you guys all know who I'm talking about, but oh, she drives me nuts. And I don't know why. Promised Land Homestead says, good morning from southern Missouri. Another cold morning. Glad you could join us. And he says, the Super Bowl is the only football game I care to watch all year. Pretty much same with me. I mean, if I do watch the game, which I probably won't today because I got work to do outside, but that and the Daytona 500, oh, and Talladega. Those are probably the only annual events that I really watch. I think I skipped over Anita. Anita Garrett's in the house. Says, hello, everyone from Virginia. Glad you could join us, Anita. And it was very nice talking with you on the phone the other day. I think I already did that one there. Let's see here. Max says, thank you for taking the time to get me through the hang-ups with the Terry baiter. Absolutely, Mac. That's what I tell everybody. You know, if you either purchase a kit or even if you build one from scratch, you know, on your own, feel free to reach out. I mean, I like to see the DIY incubators working and working well. And that's the nice thing about them is they've been working really well. And now with these new tweaks, with the new heating elements and the Celsius mod, it's amazing. I mean, mine, I actually started the test about 2 weeks ago, running it with those new heating elements. I just wanted to make sure that everything was right. And for those 2 weeks, that was the most consistent that the temperatures have ever been throughout, you know, the past 4 years of using that incubator. So I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start incubating again in the DIY box. I've been incubating in my hatching time incubator and then locking down in the DIY, but I think I'm going to just, you know, run a full cycle through it a couple times and see how everything goes. I do need to change the fan in that incubator though, because that's an older fan, and I noticed it was kind of noisy when I was running the test on it. So let's see. Robert says we'll be watching Tuesday. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. HP, I'm sure, is going to give us a bunch of good information about Gopher Ridge quail. Redbeard Rebel says, good morning. I've had my quail about 6 months with no eggs. What am I doing wrong? Got all roosters? I don't know. Well, the past, I don't know, 6 months, figure the first month and a half or 2 months, they're not sexually mature, so they're not going to lay then. And then you were right into fall, which the daylight hours start getting shorter. What I would do if you don't have supplemental lighting on them now, go ahead and put some on there anywhere between 14 and 16 hours a day. And that should get your hens laying. If they're still not laying after you add lights, look around to see if you can find something that might be stressing them out, whether it's, you know, the cage setup, predators, if you have a dog or a cat that's going by them. My birds out in the aviary, I have not given them any supplemental lighting, and they just started laying, I want to say about 2 weeks ago. I don't believe all the hens are laying because I'm only getting like 3 or 4 eggs a day, but they're starting to lay. So I know the daylight hours are starting to get long enough. But I have what I won't consider them predators because they're my pets, but my dogs are always outside, you know, and they're running around the aviary and they go over and check all the birds and whatnot. And that may be causing the other ones, you know, not to lay yet, but for the most part, you know, they're laying. They're comfortable seeing the other animals around them. But yeah, like I say, add supplemental lighting if you don't already have it, and then just kind of look at them and make sure that, you know, nothing is stressing them out. Yeah, they should start laying anytime. And he says, Terry, I hope you know I'm just joking with you. I do. And I mean, I don't really care. It's, you know, it's football. So, yeah, I knew you were joking. Shelby says, good morning from Kansas City. There we go. Another Kansas Cityan. Shoe Family Quail Farm says, man, that rooster you got, Terry, is damn near perfect. He is a pretty rooster. I like him. I love roosters that stand tall. They stand very tall and proud. They're not all hunched over like a couch potato. And I love that nice, bright, white chin strap. And he's got good body conformation. He's as long as he's a good breeder, he's definitely part of the breeding group. Coils and Tails says, good morning. Glad you could join us. Data Farm says, do you have a video on choosing your breeders, Terry? That's a job I need to get done. I do. There's one on the channel somewhere where I talk about, actually, I think there's two of them. I think there's a couple of videos where I talk about selecting breeders, what to look for. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's a live stream. I'm not sure who it's with, where we talk about that, where we talk about selecting breeders and what you want to look for in a bird. Just go into the channel, click on videos at the top, and then do a search. You got a little search bar in there that you can search just my videos. And yeah, I'm sure something will pop up. Redbeard Rebel says, good morning. I've had my quilt for 5 or 6 months now, and they have yet legs. I think I already did that one. Blazing Gales in the house is happy Sunday all. We processed our first quail last weekend. I cooked some up on Thursday. It was so good. We got our first eggs on Monday, right at 8 weeks. Your processing video was a huge help. Cool. I'm glad it was. Actually, I've got the same thing to do probably early next week. I've got some culls out in the aviary that I'm going to be butchering up. And I was actually thinking of recording it because I changed my technique a little bit when it comes to butchering. It's a lot faster for me. I mean, I can knock out, a bird a minute. And so I thought I would share that. But yeah, I got to figure out my little camera. I got one of them little, it's like a GoPro camera, but it's not GoPro. And I tried it last week, and it's got a high-speed card in it, the little micro SD card. And I don't know, about 2 or 3 minutes in, it gets some message saying that it can't keep up or card's not fast enough. It's one of the fastest cards I own, so I'm pretty sure it's fast enough. I don't know. I'm going to have to, maybe I got the settings too high. I think it was on 4K. Maybe that was doing it. But anyhow, yeah, I'm thinking of recording that and just sharing that with you. Homestead Matter says HP sparkly pharaohs are gorgeous. I actually have some of those in my incubator right now. Some sparkly pharaoh and some Egyptian, which I am looking forward to. I think I got about another week or so before they hatch out. But yeah, his sparklies are nice. Nunya Business. Oh, I love that name. Good morning, all. Grew up farm girl, but never had poultry. Anxiously waiting for my first order of jumbo quail eggs. Cool. Well, I can warn you, it is addictive. You think chicken math is difficult for chickens? Wait till you start with quail. Robert says, just starting with black Coturnix, nice birds. Yeah, they are. I had them years ago, probably 4 years ago. I think William Carl Foster sent me some, and I hatched them out, and they did good. They were all right. They were small. They weren't, jumbo by any means, but I didn't really care for them. I don't know why. They weren't that appealing to me. But I mean, blacks are nice. There's a few people out there that are breeding them and taking the time to make sure, that there's no aggression issues or no genetic issues and whatnot. Yeah. Enjoy them. Good luck on your hatch, or good luck with the blacks. Paula Davis says, first time hatching these snowflake bob whites. I've never done snowflakes. I've done regular bob whites for somebody. Oh, a guy that uses them for training dogs. He was buying Coturnix from me, and he asked me if I could get some bob whites. And so I ordered some bob white eggs, and I hatched them out for the guy. He paid me to hatch them out. So, yeah, cool. I guess I just don't have the setup for doing bob whites. I would love to if I could, but I don't have, flight pen or any of that kind of stuff. So. Sody Family says, good morning from North Carolina. Glad you could join us. Here's my buddy Tony from Toronto. Glad you could join us, Tony. Good seeing you in here today. None of your business, says Homestead. You have sparkly ones. I'm considering them after I get started. Okay, Alan says, good morning. Glad you join us, Alan. Kid Rouse Family Farm says, hatching time. Darren, I guess he's talking to Anita. Not sure exactly. Mixed right now. I'm getting solely jumbos in the spring. This is just practice for me and a few eggs. Yep, everybody needs to practice. Gage is in the house. Good morning, Terry. If there only was a quail Super Bowl, could you imagine the penalties? Oh, yeah. Quail Super Bowl. Let's see. Who has the quail eggs football for the Super Bowl? I do not know. A lot of spoons in the house this morning. I hope you're all well. Glad you could join us. You're not talking to me. Andrew Adams says, LOL on the cheerleader. Yeah. I can't wait till the next song comes out after the big breakup. Corbellian says, I watched the Super Bowl for the ads. Yeah. Then your business, says Homestead, where would you recommend getting hatching eggs from? Get them from H.P. Murray. He's got some excellent stock and excellent hatching eggs, fast shipping. Got to plug the sponsor, you know. So, yeah, help us out over here. Gage says, or if there was a quail Super Bowl, I guess it would be disqualification. LOL. Poodle Daddles. How do you order the incubator kits? Go to GulfCoastQuail.com. Carrie, if you could put GulfCoastQuail.com in the chat room, I'd appreciate it. Okay, Homestead Matter says, my sparkly ferals are from HP. Totally recommended. I bought a few times because of how impressive HP is. Yeah, HP's a good guy. Back him 100%. None of your business says, what's HP? HP is HP Murray of Gopher Ridge Quail. He's one of our channel sponsors. See him right there on the left. The link to his website is gopherridgequail.com. Paula says, I had Northern Bobwhite and another incubator that came along the way. Wow. Had 3 hatch out of 12. They died over a few days. Wow, that's a shame. All the way from Ireland. That is true. Anna says, question, are you going to be revisiting old videos and give update to the processes? Yeah, me and Chris Carnes from Slightly Redneck were talking about that last time I saw him on a live stream. And he said that, you know, he hasn't done a whole lot of videos lately because he's running out of content, you know, subject matter to do. And I'm like, I hear you. I mean, you can only do stuff so many times. But yeah, I am going to go through and update some videos that I know are outdated. But like I say, the butchering video right now is the only one that I have that really needs to be updated, just because I've kind of changed my process when it comes to butchering birds. But yeah, we'll get that one up here probably next week sometime. Shepard says, anyone using the Coturnix 30 egg turner in their terry baiter? I did. I tested it out once. I had to turn it sideways and put it in. I also had to get a transformer to go from 120 to I believe it's 12 volts. I'll have to check it again. It's either 12 or 5 in order to plug the turner in and use them. But yeah, they work fine. Just turn them sideways and they slide right in. Not talking to me. Let's see. Sundial Fragrance Reviews this morning, everyone. Glad you could join us. Dave B says you might need a firmware update on the GoPro. Yeah, well, they're not really GoPro. Here. They are, like, this is a 4K. I don't know. I don't know what the name is on it. Oh, it's a Yee. There it is. Right on the front. A Yee. I got these years ago. I bought 2 of them for whatever reason. I think they were on sale or something. And I remember back when I first got them, they worked well. But like I say, I don't know. It's saying that I just might have the resolution set up too high, and the card, can't handle 4K or 2.7. So I don't know. Maury Straub's in the house. Says hello, everyone. Glad you could join us this morning, Maury. Tater Farm says HP's Jumbo White Wings are my absolute favorite so far. Amazing birds. Yeah, HP. We were talking about that. He said that they're. I think he said those were his biggest line of jumbos. So yeah, I mean, I may end up getting some of those. Right now, I just want to work with the sparkly pharaohs and my Egyptian lines. I am working on a few different roux colors that I want to breed this year. So we'll see. Andy Rabbit says hi. There you go. Here's the link to Gulf Coast Quail if you want to look at the incubator setups or the kits. Shelby says, does anyone here have any advice on getting started shipping eggs and maybe birds? I've been getting requests for shipping, but it's a bit intimidating. Thank you. Yeah, Shelby, I mean, it's actually pretty easy. The first thing you want to do if you're not already NPIP certified is get certified because to ship across state lines, you pretty much need to be NPIP. Then just, find the boxes are free. You can get those from USPS. Just go right on their website online. You can order as many as you need. And then shipping foam. Aaron, if you're still in the house, who are you using? Aren't you using Southern Feathers or something like that for shipping foam? I was using, who was I ordering from? Foamshippers.com. I can't remember the name of the website. But I don't know. I haven't ordered shipping foam in so long. I don't really know who to use. But if Aaron's in the house or Carrie, if you know who's a good foam supplier, post that in the chat room. Paula Davis says, lovely poodle. What's he or she named? This is Cookie. And Miss Cookie is pregnant. She's got about, I don't know if you can see that belly. She's got about 2 more weeks to go and we'll have puppies again. So good old Cookie. Talking to me. Sundar Fragrance Review says, I have great quality quail from Gopher Ridge Eggs. Totally recommend. Absolutely. 340 Quail Farm says, question, if I breed Manchurian to jumbo wilds to increase size, will the offspring be Italians or Manchurians? They're going to be Italian because you're going to lose. You have to have 2 of the fawn genes to make Manchurian. So, yeah, you can easily get jumbo Italians out of them. And then what you can do is once you've got the Italians, you can breed them together, and then they're going to throw some Manchurians if that's what you're trying to get. Let's see. Not talking to me. Darren says, question, is there AA programs for alcoholics, etc.? There's a Quail Anonymous. Can see how it could become an addiction. Yeah, it's definitely an addiction. I don't think there's any peeper. I don't think there's any programs that you can join, but there's definitely a bunch of groups and a bunch of people who will gladly feed your addiction. Shelby says, wonderful, everyone. Thank you. Confetti Quail says, getting baby fever with all this hatching talk, New Hampshire goals. I can't wait till you get set up again, Allie, and start coming up with those big fancy colors that you always seem to produce. And talking quail again, I don't see you online as much anymore, but I know why. Sundown Fragrance says, question, I cross the Celadon with a regular quail, who's carrying the blue egg? Who is carrying the blue egg gene? I'm not real sure on the Celadon gene. I don't know a whole lot about it, but you need both carriers in order to produce blue. So if you were to just breed them back to, wait a minute. If I cross a Celadon with a regular quail who's carrying the blue egg gene, yeah, you're going to get Celadon layers. Is it to make the Celadon or the female? Is it the male Celadon or the female? Beats me. That is a good question for somebody else that breeds Celadons. And not talking to me. All right, cool. That brings us down to the bottom of our list. If you guys have any more questions or comments, go ahead and post them now while I go up and try to find some people to give some hatching eggs to. Carrie, if you would post the stuff for the people that we call eggphone.com. There's somebody that was interested in getting started with shipping. All right, I need one more person here. All right, I got our winners selected. I don't think Carrie posted. Question, with Andalusian breed true, I was test breeding and a few popped out along with a couple GPC. That's a good question from Allie. Allie, if you're in the house, you want to answer 340 quail farms. I am not versed on the Andalusians or the blues or any of that stuff. That's Allie. Paula Davis says, hi, Otis. They were born on my 760. Okay, talk else. Dave B says, have a fantastic Sunday, everyone. Thanks again, Terry. See you next week. Dave, before you take off, you won a $50 Hatching Time gift certificate. So if you would, email me at terry@coturnixcorner.com. I thought Terry was going to put that in there, but I can do it. What I need is all your shipping information, a good email, good phone address, obviously. And, but anyhow, Dave, you've got the Hatching Time gift certificate. Let's see. Mike says, can my brooder box and grow out pen just be one big box with a different heap lamp sizes? This is the way I do it. Usually by the time they're out of the brooder, they don't need supplemental heat. Once your birds are fully feathered and you're putting them in a grow out pen, they should do just fine. You don't need to, waste heat. Oh, wait a minute, Carrie, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. But yeah, you don't need to add supplemental heat when they're in the grow out pen, just in the brooder. Andy Rabbit says, if you cross the regular to a Celadon, all the babies will have 50-50 chance of not getting blue. Most likely the hen will carry it as they need 2 blue genes, so the roosters will not breed a blue layer daughter. There you go. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate that. Sundown Fragrance says, I will test breed for sure and find out. There's my email address for the winners, and I didn't announce the other winner. Robert Halverson, if you're still in the house, you're going to get a 30 count of Gopher Ridge quail hatching eggs. Make sure that you, Robert, that you send me your a good phone number in case HP and email in case HP needs to contact you. None of your business is thank you for the information. Also, thanks for all the videos. My watch later list is ridiculous. Cool. Well, enjoy them. That's what they're there for. Paul says, do you find raising quail and all that it entails, cleaning, feeding, worth getting into doing? I'm on the fence. If you're looking to get rich off keeping quail, I would say no. They're a lot of work for a little bit of money. But if you enjoy quail eggs, quail meat, and you're kind of a farmer, type person, absolutely, they're worth it 100%. They do take a little getting used to as far as like the smell, especially if they're kept indoors. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get back into quail to make an income. When I first started with quail, that was kind of my goal, was to sell hatching eggs, eating eggs, and live birds local. And I did. I mean, it worked out okay. I made enough to where I was basically feeding my quail for free, and being able to buy materials, for like building cages and whatnot. But you're not going to get rich off of keeping Coturnix. Even guys that I've talked to, who have thousands and thousands of birds, it's a tight margin when it comes to being profitable in quail. So take it as that. Confetti said, quail says the celadon gene, if it's a gene, can be carried by either the male or the female. If your bird is laying blue eggs, she's homozygous for celadon, and all her babies will be heterozygous. Thank you very much, Allie. That clears things up. Tater Farm says, congratulations to the winners. Have a blessed day, everyone. Paul Davis, thanks for a great channel, Terry. Learning a lot. And thanks for joining us. No Andalusian and silver will not breed true. You'll want to breed something else. I'm breeding mine to a ginger roux. You'll get 50% Andalusian from their hatch. Interesting. Congratulations. Love those babies. Hatch those babies. And a lot of testing. Paula Davis says, congratulations to the winner. Absolutely. Blazing Gale says, Andy, do you breed your blues together? I was told not to do that. That's why I didn't want to really say anything, because I heard the same thing, that if you start breeding the blues together, you run into an issue. I don't know. It's some, what does he call it? A lethal gene. I don't know. Mike says, for a quail run outside, it's just a regular mulch on the ground. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Just make sure that it's predator proof. You don't have a way for any predators to get to your birds. But yeah, I did that when I first had my aviary over by the bee yard. It was called the deep litter method. Probably about 6 or 8 inches of mulch and all kinds of stuff in the bottom of it. And about every 6 months or so, I'd go in there and turn it over, turn it under, and that worked great. It kind of composts its own compost manure right there inside the cage or inside the aviary. Okay, Andy says, yes, I breed blues to blues. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Rebecca told me not to breed Andalusian or silvers together due to the lethal gene as well. Now I'm questioning. Yeah, that's one that I'm not very well versed in. Reach out to Allie. She's very versed in that stuff. Paul says, thank you for answering my questions. It would be for eggs and meat production for myself. In that case, yeah, for it. I mean, it's so nice, especially now with the cost of eggs. It's so nice to be able to produce, your own eggs. Peter says, good job from Lagos, Nigeria. Cool. Another one across the pond. Sodi family says, did you find the cost difference of Purina turkey starter and Kalmbach feed worth it? I'm trying to reduce the smell during the first 3 or 4 weeks inside. I did. I noticed a big difference because that's all I could get around here was Purina game bird starter. And so that's what I was feeding my chicks. Once I convinced our local feed store to start carrying Kalmbach, I switched over to Kalmbach game bird, and oh my God, the smell went way down. I guess it's the content of the feed that was causing them to have bad smelling manure. But Sundial Fragrance says, thanks for the info. And he says, if you cross them to brown layers, they don't have 2 Celadon genes anymore. City Family says, congrats, winners. And same, I have to order Kalmbach. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Again, the winners were Dave B. for the Hatching Time gift certificate, Robert Halverson for the 30 count of H.P. Murray's hatching eggs. Megan just popped in real quick. I just started changing over to Kalmbach, and I think the odor is better already. Yeah, I think so too. So one more here. Lazy Gal says the only catch is that if you have to breed them to something that is not silver Andalusian, if you breed silver to silver, Andalusian to Andalusian, or Andalusian silver to Andalusian, you get genetic issues. But silver or Andalusian, anything else is fine. Too much confusion. And says that's quoted from Rebecca over at Thieving Otter Farm. Mike says, for people that are on the fence about getting into quail, just look at how awesome the community is. Yeah, the community is great. If you guys aren't already members over at the Coturnix Corner Facebook group, check it out. There's a lot of great people over there, and we keep it pretty clean. I mean, if somebody comes in there and they want to start being an idiot or, talking down to people, they're out of there. We boot them. CWH number 1 says, I had to get a bag of Purina and I thought I noticed more smell. Yep, it happens. All right, last one before I pull the plug. Sundial Fragrance says, have a great Sunday, y'all, and thank you, Terry. Absolutely. All right, guys, I want to thank you for joining me today. It is, actually, we had 9 more minutes I could have gone, but I got some running around I got to do, and I got to get out in the bee yard and start cleaning up some weeds and whatnot. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget, mark your calendars, set the alarm, whatever. Join us Tuesday, this coming Tuesday at 7 p.m. H.P. Murray is going to be on the show. It's going to be a great show. H.P.'s a great guy. So again, thanks, guys. Thanks, Allie. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Have a good one. I'm pulling the plug. We'll see you Tuesday.